I don't put Steadicam on at night anymore, so I'm going to try to hold it straight. There's so much crazy shit going on now that it's almost like there's too much to really discuss. It's madness. And I was looking at that guy Minutes Sephora, his channel again, and he's just going over the list of people that have had problems on flights where they see something in the air, and he pulled one up from a couple of years ago where a woman was freaking out too about seeing something or some person. In all these cases, this looks cool, I think, in here. Looks like snow or something. In all these cases, they never show the person, though. They just show the person freaking out. And they're seeing something up there. Or the whole thing is a work. I don't know. I mean, on some level, it is all a work, of course. But in this particular thing, the one, he pulled up one from like a couple years ago. So there has been precedent for this kind of thing. Although this current glut of them definitely feels like some kind of work, or it has a purpose or a point to it. And I think it has to do with, like what I was saying before, the identity thing. Whatever. It's kind of interesting to see, though, that the same thing happened years ago when I was watching today, and he pulled that older one up. It's kind of nuts. Yeah, the world it seems to be going nuts. And I have to reiterate, it's not because evil is strong or has any kind of power. It's losing its power. You know, it may seem like it's in control because of all the shit that's going on, but it's not. What it is, it's like it's desperate because it's dying. It's like I always say, and it's a good example, so I'll use it again. The monster is on the floor, like dying. It's going to the pit, and its tentacles are flailing everywhere, just trying to take anything down with it when it goes down. I don't know what that is, singer. I don't know. But yeah, none of this is from a position of strength. It's from a position of weakness. You know, they know they can't win. God's won, we've already won. We just kind of have to wait it out and kind of endure through these times. And I talk about, too, a lot about how things in the world are inverted. I think what's happening now is actually now we're seeing the inversion because of the thinning veil, scales coming off the eyes. When things were presented to you originally, they were already inverted. So what we're seeing now is, I don't know what the opposite of fucking inversion is, but like the point is this, like when the veil was intact and, you know, people were fully engulfed in the illusion, hospitals heal you, schools teach you. It's all bullshit though, because schools just indoctrinate, hospitals fucking kill you. But the inversion was that all those things seem to be the way they should be, the right way. Now that things are kind of coming apart at the seams, they're reverting back. Well, not so much reverting back. We're seeing them for what they really are. I don't think I explained. I think I did. Did I explain that correctly? Yeah. Like the inversion was the things in their proper state, or what we thought was the proper state. We're seeing what they really are now with the breakdown of things. As the beast dies, as his power dies, the beast runs the veil, and that's connected to the beast's power. Now, the funny thing is, the ironic thing, I guess, is that the power the beast has is taken from us. We're running this whole thing. Our energy, our divine energy, runs this whole place. What the beast does, and however it's done through like magical means or some kind of technology we don't understand, it may as well be magic. they transmute our energy by sucking off it here in the energy farm, and then transmute it into creating this fucked up world that they have. And then on top of it, it's also created by us through our imaginations. You know, they'll plant things in our head, you know, through their media or whatever other means they have. And like they make you think of the horrible state of the world, and then you create it subconsciously. And they do this by seeding stuff in the past. Like, for instance, movies are a big part of this. Movies are a lot of different things. They're a contract, first and foremost. You know, people talk about predictive programming, seeing stuff in The Simpsons, and, you know, because they got to let you know. Yeah, they have to let you know. But it's not just the little instances of predictive programming that are in these shows, these movies. The actual film is a contract. The actual television show is a contract. You're acquiescing to things that you don't know you're acquiescing to by your just passive. When you passively take in this stuff, what you're doing is you're telling them, oh, it's okay to do whatever fucked up shit you're doing, you know, because I'm not protesting about it, because you don't know you have to. You're just taking this stuff in, you know. Let's see, get out of here for a minute. I don't want to start yelling on the corner. A lot of people out tonight for a, what is it, Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday. I know what it is though, I'm out a little bit earlier than I normally am. This is like prime time, like 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that. I usually get out either a little bit later or a little bit earlier than that. So right now I'm like, you know, right in the middle of prime time. So it's kind of madness, but almost out of here. Yeah, the television show, the entire thing is a contract. It's like a contract capsule. Getting the TV in people's houses was such a big boon for them, because it's just constantly delivering contracts to you just by having it on. And that's just like one aspect of it. And then there's all the other subliminal bullshit that goes on too, with all the other stuff they put in the programs themselves or on the television themselves, down to actual like subliminal messages. There was a picture, I could probably still find it and put it up, that was posted on a board years ago of a woman that was taking a picture of herself in her living room, and in the background, I think it was the word die or kill came up on the TV screen backwards. It's kind of creepy. But yeah, those TVs are just always hitting you with stuff. The cathode ray. So yeah, there's always contracts being delivered to you that by remaining silent, you're signing. Even though you don't know they're being, because they have to tell you. They have to tell you for this whole cosmic spiritual bullshit to work out. But there is no set method of how they have to tell you. So they can do it any way they want. And it's always trying to do it. It's always trying to hit you with that. Yeah, like we thought, oh, movies are entertainment. No, they're not. They're contracts. But when the bail was in place and most people were still very firmly in the matrix, or however you want to say it, you know, before it started breaking down. The only reason we're seeing this now, and all these people in the world that have this kind of awakening, you know, people like myself and you guys and many others, is because their shit's breaking. Whatever method they use for transmutation, whether it's some kind of incantation, or like I said, a technology that is close enough to magic to just be magic, it's breaking down. And I think that's from overuse. You know, they've used it too much. This thing has been done here. It's in cycles, right? They farm spiritual energy. In Gnosticism, it's called loosh. And they just farm it until they reach a point where they're getting diminishing returns. And then they shake the snow globe again, and we start society over. You know, a lot of those older buildings that they say are Tartarian buildings are actually just from the last, you know, people that, before they got shaken up, you know, in my opinion. All this is in my opinion. I was on someone's comment section the other day, and I was talking about cloning. Who the fuck was it? It was Paul Romano. I like Paul Romano. He has some good channels. I always like his stuff. He's funny. But he was talking about cloning, and he was saying, well, cloning's impossible because how would you raise a clone in that period of time? You have to teach them to walk, you have to teach them to eat. And what I was saying about that is no, because they move you. They just move you into a new body. Everything, that's the problem though. People think that your consciousness is tied to your brain when it isn't. Everyone thinks everything you are is your brain when it's not. You're the electromagnetic energy zipping around in these suits. That's you. You know, if you hurt yourself, I trip over this thing, an electrical impulse will go from my leg to my brain to say, hey, he just tripped over this thing. Should we hurt him? And he'll be like, yeah, go back to the nerve centers and you know, flick the switch so he feels the pain. That is a message that's bouncing around in my body. That's me. That's who you are. Is that energy, electromagnetic energy. So it doesn't matter what the, you know, teaching the body. You already know how to eat and how to sleep and stuff. So if they can move you, just like a radio station, you turn it on in the fucking living room, you can put it on in your car. If they can move that frequency, they're just moving the frequency from one body into another. So you don't have to relearn anything. I don't know if I explained that coherently, but I was explaining that to someone, and they were like, so have you seen this happen? And the reason I didn't, because I always like to end these kind of things, or even on here I do it, I always say, in my opinion, or from what I understand, or I suspect, or I've come to learn those kind of words, like to couch everything, couch, always. So, but I didn't couch it this time. So, you know, right away, it's a smash. Have you seen this method used before? It's like, so of course I said yes, you know. And then the guy's like, you know, the next day, you know, I get messages on YouTube that update me when someone answers a call. Well, you fucking know. Why am I telling you about this? You understand how this works. You're fucking here. So he's like, yeah, right, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, man, if I showed you a photograph, you would want a video. If I showed you a video, you'd want me to take you there to see it. And then you'd say you need to see it the next day to see if it happens 2 days in a row. See, you don't even bother with some of these people, and you kind of wonder, like, why they even attempt to discuss this stuff or talk about it. It's that Agent Smith thing that people get, where they want to defend their they want to defend the farmer's system. But yeah, I was just it made me think of the inversion thing. How I always say, like, everything in the world's inverted. This tells you this not. But the reason people didn't know it is because it's not inverted now. It was inverted before. Now we're just seeing it as it truly is, and that's why, you know, we're seeing things how they are. You know. Veil bro, scale bro. Alright, so we're arriving back at the Bat Cave. Thanks for dropping by. A little warm out tonight. Could use some more trade winds. You know, go inside and try to manifest some freaking trade winds. Use my imagination on that. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.